Hi, welcome. In this video, this is day 2 with Maya here in a 2-week board and train. And again, for the first couple days, really focusing on just the basic interaction. Okay, starting to get Maya to release control, perceptions changing by way of coming into agreement with very specific interactions, which changes perception of dogs the right way. So understand the issue about what people define as physical force. Okay, look at it in terms of influence, by way of establishing parental influence. Once a child's already become selfish, okay, that's key. Versus using a motivator, right, to get a dog to respond. Again, it can look a lot better if I pull it a treat right now. It started to get her to move based on basically what it'll result in, basic bribery, okay, based on the fact of once you've already have encountered a relationship problem, okay, how you engage that problem is absolutely critical. Understand that influence is necessary, but again, when I'm engaged in these interactions, okay, it's very intentional. It's not meant to overwhelm the dog. It's meant to get them to come into agreement. So based on the level of control, and even the case here of Maya, the first video, like yesterday, you watch it, you'll see quite a bit of lockdown, okay, quite a bit of, not wanting to come into agreement, right? So even the second video I did with setting up for the bathroom scenario, okay, if you watch that process within 10 minutes, you'll see it transition from really locking down to actually beginning to become very relaxed and then go to the bathroom, okay? So again, it's all about the right messaging, okay? Being, the right messaging consistently, again, once you've encountered a relationship problem. So here in this video, again, I'm doing day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I'm going right through the whole process so that by looking at the videos and doing a comparison all the way through, you're going to see the level of agreeableness increase the right way, okay, based on what these interactions represent. So here in this video, I'm going to be moving Maya forward, like I did on the first video, just basic. I'm going to be adding on some downs to this. And you notice here I am using the pressure collar, okay, it's called the choke chain. But here's the thing, okay, based again on being proactive and how you're, interacting with, okay, it's not about cranking and yanking on dogs, okay. People will look at this too in terms of, how I'm doing it, and, they'll look at certain interactions and, attempt to reconcile those through what's popular with basically bribing dogs, okay. Understand that this is definitely the way to go in terms of making sure you fall on the right path. So here I'm going to start moving with her. Again, when I'm using the pressure collar, it's to help to gain a little bit more agreeableness. But again, even here, there's times that there's always a release point. So even here, for example, when I'm using something like a pressure collar or a choke chain with a dog, like with Maya, okay, there's release points, which means that even though it look tight at times, it's not tight at all. Okay, it's just placement. Okay, it's just like I'm keeping enough influence to keep it high up on your neck, and so I know just when to apply some influence based on how her mind is moving, okay? So be dialed in differently. So again, I start to move here with her, so as I move here, same thing. But what to notice here in this video is the level of agreeableness, okay, beginning to increase, okay? With her starting to move a lot more agreeable. I put her down, going down really nice and easy today. Okay, she's down. I'm going to nudge a little bit. I don't want her over investing down there. I want her just to relax. So I am going to nudge a little bit. So I just want her to relax. I don't want her investing with her nose. Okay, I want her just like this, nice and prone, relaxed, and it's about, again, reconciling how we're interacting. So just want her just to release control. It's like a de-stressing exercise. So bring her up into a sit, apply enough pressure for her to sit so she feels it a little bit. She comes up, I'm just going to affirm the sit. She came up. You want, again, understand this is like language, so you want to complete the interactions, okay? So if the dog comes up, I'll still put them into a sit position, okay? But it's the interaction part I'm focused on. I'm focused on right here. I'm focused on that, not the actual completion of the sit, okay? Understand I'm dialing differently. So moving here with her, So big change from just yesterday to today. Okay, if you watch yesterday's video, okay, you're going to see a noticeable change with her. Okay, now some people will say that that's because maybe I have her on the choke chain, right? Well, I'm going to switch her to the flat collar right now. And I'm just doing this to gain a little more leverage. So I have both collars on her at the same time. But now she's on the flat collar. So I'm going to move with her. Little push-pull. Well, like I said, you'll see a dramatic change just within a short period of time, right from day 1 to day 2, because this is about her being agreeable the right way. Okay, so the level of resistance has fallen dramatically off, but I'm not bribing her. Okay, I'm not using motivators. The motivation is for her to come into agreement, okay, with these interactions based on me taking the leadership role, but advocating this way. Same thing, move forward with her. One of her issues here coming here was the fact that she didn't like walking on the leash. You know, highly resistant to the leash, okay? Which makes sense. You watch yesterday's videos, you'll see just how much she's locking down, okay? Now, dramatic shift, you know, dramatic change within one day. Again, this brings focus on me the right way. You know, she hasn't tried to jump up on me one time. Notice I'm not using commands, right? I'm not saying certain words yet. Tap a little bit, she's down there. I'm not using certain words because it's the intent as to what I'm doing. It's the depth as to what I'm doing. So when I'm asserting influence based on, you know, how these interactions, what they represent, she knows where I want her to go. But if I work off of language that way, based on what's already been signed off on a type of relationship contract, she can respond, but her perceptions will not change at the level at which I think they are. So I understand there's a lot of depth here to this system. A lot of critical thinking went into going to a sequence. Okay, how to achieve a certain result. So same thing from there to a sit. Apply enough pressure. I want her to see she's coming up pretty quickly here. And then again, back into the sit. A little push-pull. She's doing great. Based on what's happening here, I'm going to be able to hit the street, starting to the street walk, they're pretty quickly here in the next day or two. So again, if you do a comparison between day 1 and day 2, in terms of agreeableness, you'll see a dramatic change already. Okay, based again on following the right path. So again, she's come along very nicely. She's already starting to release stress. It's coming off her very fast. She's settling in really well. Because this is making sense, okay? Because it's the same consistent message, following the right parenting style. So she's starting to find comfort the right way. Okay, so again, you want to avoid bribery. Okay, you want to avoid motivating that way. It may seem like it's really easy and it might seem or feel like the right thing to do. But I encourage people, don't go by your feelings, okay? Just like being a parent, don't go by your feelings. Be governed by what the truth is, okay? So the truth is dogs are social animals, depth of relationship, okay? So, you know, influence is part of the equation, but it's knowing where that line is at between advocating, motivating a response, and interaction-based. So interaction-based is definitely the way to go. Okay, she comes out of the position, or I'll just back in, I'm not in a panic, right? It's just about my moments, okay? It's just about these interactions, how they line up. So she's doing absolutely great. You're going to see more videos as I move along, showing, you know, every day what's going on with her. So people can see the change every step of the way. I talk through it. You see what's happening, very transparent. You know, as you see dogs start to become more and more agreeable, and you see the picture change being put to the test at all points. So, thanks for watching.